Hey guys, I'm Daisho, and today I'm here bringing you another sealed... No, this is not sealed. I lied. I'm bringing you another gameplay of Magic, and today we're going to be going over the Mind Maze deck guide thing. And I'm not sure if this is the final deck guide, but anyway, first thing to note, 22 lands. You can take a look at the curve. There's almost nothing on 4, so may as well cut it down as much as possible so we can draw more spells. Jace's Phantasm is a pretty terrible card, but it's an illusion, and you get your lords out there, and it becomes kind of okay and playable. So, anyway, Grizzle Bear, obviously, or Grizzle Blues. Sorry, I can't believe I got that wrong. He's really awesome, and this deck is going to have a lot of illusions in it, and it's going to have a lot of lords, and you're going to beat down. Veiled Sentry is pretty okay. I mean, you don't really want to lay it down turn 1 against certain decks, because like zombies are generally going to have a 1-drop, and if you're playing a 1-drop 1/1, it's not too good, but 1-drop 2/2 is fine. So that's good, and it sometimes makes them play poorly because they don't want to cast their big spells, and then they miss sequence, and sometimes can lead to some advantage. Unsummons okay. This deck has a good amount of tempo in unsummons and frost breaths, stuff like that, to make your opponent not kill you as quickly as they think they can kill you. Anyway, we got 4 images and 4 Lord of the Unreals. So, for those of you who don't understand the interaction between a Phantasmal Image and Lord of the Unreal, is you can copy Lord of the Unreal with a Phantasmal Image, and then illusion creatures you control have +1/+1 and hexproof. So it'll count itself. So basically, when you copy a Lord of the Unreal with your Phantasmal Image, it'll be a 3/3 hexproof, and it'll give all your creatures hexproof, so then you have a hexproof lord. So there's really very little way they can deal with it, especially since Jund Charm only deals 2 damage, so there's really just almost no way you can deal with it. Ether Figment, this card didn't even make my cut, maybe it didn't even make my cut, in Duels 2012 illusions, but I mean now with 4 lords and 4 phantasmal images, it just seems like something that can happen, and it'll give you something to do late game if you've got a ton of extra mana. But 1/1 unblockable is not generally very good, but you just want to be playing illusions, kind of. Krovikan Mist, wish they gave me some more of these, but I mean, he's awesome. And then this is something that I really like about the deck that changed, is they gave me all these flyers. So they gave me 4 of these guys, and then 3 Illusionary Servants. Phantom Warrior is fine in this deck. You can copy it with your Phantasmal Images, and then you can start getting it for a bunch, or if you have Lords, then it's obviously still good. I only left in Counterspell. A lot of the time I was just holding up for cancel for no real reason, because they can still kill your creatures anyway. And if they play, like, I'd rather be playing Unsummon and Frost Breath if they're playing out creatures, because then I don't have to respond right away. Sometimes you just need some removal, so I tossed in a couple of Claustrophobias. And then I found that this deck ran out of gas a lot and it needed to restock, so Divination seems like a good strategy. And then Chronozoa is just really powerful, and then they only gave me 1 dragon, those jerks. But let's go get into some gameplay here. I really like this deck. I think a lot of people agree with me that this is one of the better decks in the game, at least off the start. It's really hard to deal with if you're not playing the right deck. I think Burn can deal with it pretty well, and Slivers, if they draw their Fiery Justice, should be okay, unless you've got a Hexproof Lord, in which case Fiery Justice doesn't do anything. So I mean, it's really important for your Lord to survive on turn 2. If it dies then sometimes you're in bad shape. What you really need to be careful of is if you don't play anything on turn 1, and then turn 2 you play your Lord, they don't play anything, and then turn 3 you go to Phantasmal Image, copy your Lord, and then they kill it in response, and you're in really bad shape, because then you just lose 2 creatures because the image comes down and has nothing to copy. So you need to make sure that you play around that kind of scenario, so that you don't just end up getting 2 for 1 and waste all your early turns, which you really need to be using to kill your opponent, because this deck needs to be aggressive. If you wait for the long game, then you're not going to be able to win. Alright, this hand is pretty much perfect. I guess it could be a little better. I could have an image, but I got my Phantasmal Bear on turn 1 into Lord of the Unreal on turn 2. So hopefully he doesn't have like a Path to Exile, I guess. But actually, now that I think about it, Path wouldn't be so bad for me. And he played a white, but he didn't play a Champion of the Parish on turn 1, so that is great. And this is the reason why I'm okay playing 22 lands, is because I'm stuck on lands, but I have a play for the next 2 turns. I can play this Gossamer Phantasm. So, looks like he might not have a path. He might just be holding it until next turn, but we'll see. I don't even know that he is playing the Champion of the Parish deck. He could be playing Slivers, he could be playing the Auras deck, which is a little bit slower than this one, and he is not. Okay, but I mean that gather does mean that I can't get in there with my Lord this turn, which kind of is unfortunate, but we're just going to beat in. And normally I like to play mana efficient games, so I would play the Divination, but here I think I really want to keep up the pressure, try and make sure he can't get to something like what's that card called? Angelic Overseer or Baneslayer Angel. So I want to kill him as soon as possible, really. Hopefully we don't see an Oblivion Ring here. I really don't want to lose my Lord. It is definitely the thing that is helping out most in this game. And there's a Fiend Hunter, so that's unfortunate. But, yeah, there's really not much I can do about that. The only thing that I can do is if I draw some more lands, or if I draw an unsummon, then eventually I can unsummon that and maybe get some advantage in combat. But we're just going to swing in with the flyer here. We can't bring Grizzle Blues, unfortunately, because of Fiend Hunter being a jerk. But that would, yeah, I don't know. Well, we're just going to drop this Illusionary Servant, and we currently have him on a 3-turn clock with just our flyers. So he's either going to need to pick up another piece of removal or get an Angel down. But even so, maybe we'll be able to draw Claustrophobia, Frost Breath, or an Unsummon for it, and could help out in our quest to defeat Tomkek. But he's done a pretty good job of absorbing my early game. Oh, he's got another removal spell. But I mean, if he's spending all of his turns just playing removal, then he's not putting any pressure on the board, which means that I'm slowly killing him with these flyers. So hopefully I'll draw land to play Chronozoa or another Lord. That is pretty much ideal. And now we can get in there with Grizzle Blues and Gossamer Phantasm. He can't block anything. He can chump block there if he wants, but he's just going to take the 6, go down to 9. And he did miss a land drop, which is really good for me, because, again, I just don't want him to be playing those 5-drop Angels against me. If he does pretty much anything else, I'm okay with it. And now he's about to play a spell that's going to destroy me. Seraph of Dawn. Okay, right on time. That is, I mean, it's strange that my opponent put it in his deck, but it really helps him here. So, I'm going to be able to trick him, looks like. Hopefully he thinks that I'm just stupid, and he doesn't realize the amazingness of the play that is about to ensue. Yep. Alright. Now all I have to do is just unsummon his Fiend Hunter. My other Lord will come back. It'll pump my Gossamer Phantasm, and it'll end up just killing that Seraph of Dawn in combat. So that unsummon was a sweet draw, but there are 3 of them in the deck. It was still really pretty much the best thing I could draw. And not only that, but he's so far behind. If all he does this turn is play a Fiend Hunter, then I can just go to town on him. Just attack in pretty much with all my creatures. He's got to just chump block the bear, maybe? No, I guess, because I don't have the other Lord. But he could have a 2-drop here, now that I think about it. It looked better for me before he played that land. Alright, so he's got a Thalia, which means that I can no longer cast my Divination, which kind of sucks. Krovikan Mist, very, very useful. So if I attack in with the bear, then he's got a chump block with something, or he's probably going to be able to double block, but I can kill his Fiend Hunter, and then I'll get my Lord back, which is more important to me than keeping the bear around. So we're definitely going to be getting in for 6 here, and he's probably just going to chump block the bear with Thalia. And then I'll be able to play my Krovikan Mist post-combat as a 5/5. It's pretty crazy. It's not really worth playing around Hallowed Burial, I don't think, because I'll get my Lord back and I'll be able to kill him. So he's got to draw land, Hallowed Burial, plus a 1-drop. So, don't think that's gonna happen here. And this is really just an example of how good my deck is. Okay, well, he's got a Baneslayer Angel. That might do something. Now we need to do some math here. So he can first strike down my guy. Alright, so we need to draw something now. A Baneslayer Angel. So I was already counting my eggs before they hatched. But so I can't bring the Lord of the Unreal since Thalia will just first strike it down and then everything will get weaker. This thing is an illusion, so that might change the math a little bit, because if I play this, then he'll be taking 8, or if he okay. So if I play this guy, then Krovikan Mist will get a little bit bigger. So if he blocks one of these things, then he's going to take 9 and go from 7 to dead. If he blocks this thing, then that's really his only chance of surviving the turn. And I guess I bring the bear as well, because it's in the same situation as last turn. He either has to throw the bear away, or he has to throw the Fiend Hunter or the Thalia away. So it's looking like I'm going to be able to win. Alright, so that's, I mean, he's just dead if he does that. Yeah, he just takes lethal. He could have survived another turn, but again, it would have been really shifty in terms of him being able to survive the turn after. So there we go. Got a nice little mind maze victory. Had to think a little bit at the end. Almost made a mistake. I was thinking of just casting the Divination because I didn't think I could win, but just getting the extra illusion out there was really what I needed to get some victory going on. Alright, so this hand is fine, but it's not really amazing, and I think that we can get a better hand. Yeah, this one's a little better. So he's leading off with a Plains again, and he's going to get his Champion of the Parish out right here. Kind of sucks for me, but that's what happens. Luckily, I'm going to be able to play this game really quickly, sort of, but Krovikan Mist into Phantasmal Image copying Krovikan Mist is a really sweet play. Maybe I just want to copy the Phantom Warrior, though. Alright, so he's got another Champion of the Parish, which means that he's got the nut draw, so there's pretty much no way that I'm going to win this game, but I mean, whenever your opponent gets Champion of the Parish into Champion of the Parish, that's unfortunate, and it really sucks that I played my Veiled Sentry. I knew that that could happen, but there wasn't a turn. I guess 2 turns from now I could have played it. I was really hoping that he would play a 2-drop and that I would be able to get my Veiled Sentry into relevant range. Alright, there's an Unsummon. If anything would help in terms of slowing his Champion of the Parishes down, it's an Unsummon, because once he plays a bunch of humans out, then that thing will get gigantic, and then I'll be able to unsummon it. So that might be next turn. If because I can unsummon it, bounce it back to his hand, he loses all the counters. But now, I mean, the Phantasmal Image is going to be pretty good. So he's got to gather the townsfolk. It's pretty rough, but we're just basically going to be leaving Veiled Sentry back as an illusion for the rest of the game. So I'm going to take 7 here. Not ideal. I kind of want to draw something like Frost Breath, just to buy me some time, really. And that is an element to this deck that is extremely powerful. Just the ability to win races via Unsummon, via Frost Breath. Those cards just really, really help. Okay, we got a Phantasmal Bear. So let's just copy this image. And I really want to play that bear out, but I think I'm going to hold on to it so that I can play the Unsummon this turn. And we've got a nice little clock going ourselves. Unfortunately, our things were 2-drops and he was on the play. If we were on the play, this game might look a little bit different, but The worst part about it is he's still got some cards in hand, so he's going to be able to play something like Elgod Inquisitor. And I'm just really going to have to absorb the 4 damage from the smaller champion of the parish here if he attacks with it. Hopefully he's going to be a little bit more conservative, and yeah, alright, he's going to bring both. Okay. So I'm definitely... Oh, he's bringing it back! Nice. So his conservativeness is probably going to hurt him here. I'm going to be able to smack him in the face for 10 next turn. And barring some removal, ooh, maybe I just want to be playing Chronozoa. Yeah, let's just do this instead. Get another flyer on the board. We can smack him in the face for 8 here, and I don't really want to chump block next turn, but all right. Well, let's see what he's got. Hopefully, it's not Land Baneslayer Angel. That would pretty much be the worst thing that could happen, but I could still draw Claustrophobia or an Unsummon or a Frost Breath, so I still have some ways to turn it around from there. But alright, so he's just going to drop the Champion of the Parish. Hopefully we don't see a Fiend Hunter here. That would certainly be unfortunate. That would probably be the best card. Okay, Mikaeus the Lunarch, if he just taps out, then it looks like we should be able to win. He's going to go back up to 10, but we have plenty of flyers and plenty of illusions, so he can hit me for what, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll just throw this Veiled Sentry right in front of the Champion of the Parish, and then I can play both of my illusions out, and we're gonna have the game even after this 2 life. It's just really important that I guess I could have eaten a token, but it's important that I don't block that and let him get a flyer. That's the only thing. I guess I should probably read Vanishing, because I don't remember exactly what it does. But I did draw the Claustrophobia anyway, so if we didn't have him dead on board here, then we would have been able to win anyway. Probably. So we even beat the nut start of Champion of the Parish into Champion of the Parish into Gather the Townsfolk. No removal from him this time, which really hurt his chances, but we managed to get there. So that was a really sweet game, and I think a pretty good set of games against another really powerful, aggressive deck. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. Bye.